Hello there. Today we're talking about MrBeast, and you probably know MrBeast for what he's making now, these over-the-top, money-giving videos in which he hands away millions of dollars to lucky contestants. But before he did that, he used to do challenges, at least for a short period of time, in which you do insane things for insanely long periods of time, and they got an insane amount of views. So, in order to pay homage to the great MrBeast, the great YouTube legend of our days, I am going to follow in his footsteps and take some of the ideas that he was doing and put them all into one giant video. But it would not be a very fun video to watch if I counted to 100,000 in one video and then said Logan Paul 100,000 times. So instead, we're going to do a mini recreation as a birth of this channel and a goal to set to be, one day I could be like this. I just must start somewhere. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes some sense. So let's start with a simple one. Counting to 100,000. But I will not be counting to 100,000 because I don't have 10 hours to spare, or however long. It might take it even longer. So, as a compromise, which is still gonna be so crazy or whatever, I'm going to count to 100. Okay, enjoy. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Obviously, this isn't as much as our dear MrBeast did, but it shows just a small portion. And that's all we're doing. We're taking a little fraction of what he's done and pulling it into a more watchable video. Hopefully, you're still here. You're here, right? Don't go away. MrBeast had some similar ideas, so don't get mad at me. I'm just doing what he did. But he did something else 100,000 times. And this time it wasn't just counting. It was saying Logan Paul. This was back in the heyday of Logan Paul, when he was riding the Logan Paul wave. And so now as Logan Paul is back on center stage, it's only fair, it's only right that I do the same thing. But once again, we can't do it 100,000 times because we don't have all day. We have lives to live. So instead, we'll be doing it another 100 times. Yeah. Okay. And hopefully this goes well. Logan Paul 100 times. Here we go. Logan Paul, 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 Logan, 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 Logan, Paul, 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 Logan, Paul. And on to the next challenge. So you've made it very far. There's only 2 more challenges left. And stick around because the last one's insane. Oh, yeah. No, but finally, one more in the similar strain of things is, as he seemingly loves to talk about things 100,000 times, say things 100,000 times. I think it's a catchy number that works into the algorithm. And the sub to Pewdiepie train, he said, you guessed it, Pewdiepie 100 times. So this will be the last thing I'll be saying 100 times. But we gotta respect our dear MrBeast and follow in his footsteps and take charge and revitalize the march for counting? I don't know. Here we go. Ready, set. Pewdiepie, 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 PewDiePie. Don't you just love watching people say things a bunch of times? It obviously worked for MrBeast. So I'm assuming you're enjoying yourself right now. It's a great time. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we got one final challenge left. Let's go to that. And lastly, there's one more big challenge. There were a few others, but I'm not going to subject myself to watching 10,000 hours or whatever. It was 20. I'm not going to subject myself to watching 10 hours of everyday bro, and I'm not subject you guys to do the same. So we're going to pretend like that never happened. And instead, we're going to talk about a challenge that MrBeast did, a few years back when he said the longest word in the English language. Now, I don't know if it really counts as a word. So in our definition of longest word, it's going to have to be inside a dictionary. So unfortunately, this isn't going to be a 190,000 character word. It's going to be much shorter because I don't think that's a word. I think it's a string of a bunch of different roots from a certain language. It's supposed to describe DNA, I think. This one is another medical word, but it's in a dictionary. That's what matters. That's what the word is. We don't have to get into what makes a word. But in my opinion, this is the longest word. And so if we're going to do the same challenge, we're going to say the longest word, which is this word that I'm about to say. You ready? This is the big finale. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Pneumon-ultra microscopic volcanicinosis. Wow, let's go, yeah. That was the word. Let's see how many. No, we don't want to count how many letters it has. It has a few, okay? That's a long word. I bet you couldn't spell it, but it's on screen, so you could. Okay, that's all I have to say. Those were our MrBeast, homage to MrBeast. We're gonna see how this goes. MrBeast has done some other crazy videos, and hopefully one day I will have money to give people millions of dollars, but right now all I have is my voice and this camera and the internet. And so I can say Pewdiepie, Logan Paul, count to 100 and say the longest word, but I can't give a homeless man $10,000, for example, or give away a private island, as much as I'd love to do that. These are goals. Strive towards goals. This is extended. Don't listen to me. Go subscribe. Go like. Go have a good day. Eat a cookie. See ya.